Okay, so I'm going to make a video about how to use the conversion stats with email campaigns. The first thing that I want to say is there's always a danger when you send a very large campaign. If you're new to email sending, just like I am here in my demo account, then you need to be very careful how many emails you send, or you could really damage your reputation, your email reputation. Could send to 1,000 people, but I'm not going to do that because I want to slowly do this. So when you look at the end of the day at the stats that we're going to have and that are come out, they look like they are not necessarily the most convincing. All it matters is that you have conversion stats, that you can actually look at your emails, that you know who opened the emails, that you know what the engagement of your emails are, and that you know how much money you made. That is actually built into this high-level system. I just want to show you where to find it. So what we have here is I've built an email template, and that email template talks about voice AI. It basically, and at the time when you watch this video, you will probably already have this. Highlevel is working on integrating a voice AI bot, and this is just a teaser email that goes out with a YouTube video that shows what I mean by voice AI. So we're just going to go here and we're going to convert this into a campaign. And basically what we have here is just a simple email that goes out. So I'm just going to send it. That's what we're going to do here. Okay, let's just select some contacts here. Okay, so I have 11 contacts right now. Let's see how that works. And as I said, I'm not going to send it to the entire list. And I'm just going to click send now. And so what we have now here, we have an email campaign that is sending. Refresh this, and it's sent. So the first thing that we should see is the cogwheel up here. When you take that cogwheel and you look at it, you have an attribution window. You can look at all the campaigns and the campaigns with products. The reason for this is that if you send an email, it can actually track how many sales come from that email. That is kind of an important stat. You can have email campaigns with products, or you can have all campaigns. I'm just going to leave it at all campaigns right now. But let's look at the statistics. There is a load more statistics button. You see here we have attempted 15 were sent. And if I click at load more stats, now I see all the stats. So what we have here is I've delivered 15 successfully, 12 were opened, 1 was clicked, and we have also 1 that unsubscribed. So far, nobody has reported me for spam. Now we have conversion stats. We see actually where it was delivered, who opened it, and we can also see who clicked on it. And let's look at who unsubscribed, and you see the guy who unsubscribed also clicked on it. So what we have right now is the email's been opened 12 times, and somebody unsubscribed after clicking on it. We can see who clicked. Then of course you could see who ordered, but in this email here I don't have an order. But what you can see here, it's pretty cool that you see these stats here. We have 100% delivered, which is something that you want to have, and 80% opened it. And this is, of course, a couple of seconds after it was sent. We will have some update on this. I'm just going to pause the video so that I'm not going to make you wait, and then I'm going to wait a couple of minutes and see if my stats change. Now we are about half an hour later. Since we have an attribution window here, the stats are actually going to start, or it could still change in the next 5 days. In order for me to show you a little bit more on the stats, I've sent a campaign to 20 other email addresses in order to show you what happens and why you need these stats. If we go back into the statistics here, click on the load more statistics, you see that we had an open rate of 80%. We had successful delivery of 100%. For 15 emails, it's not necessarily a lot. You can switch it over and you see the actual numbers. With stats, you can fiddle around a little here, but if you look at the actual numbers, we sent 15 and 15 were delivered, 12 were opened, 2 were clicked. But when you then go and you look a little bit deeper into it, you see that the clicked ones are actually the same unsubscribed ones. So they clicked on the unsubscribe link. But what you can do here is when you have an email that is opened, you can export those. There's also triggers, so you can work with this. This is not only stats, but this is also for you to actually improve how your email campaigns are going. So in this case here, about half an hour after we send it, the stats seem to stay there. There's 12 people who opened it. Two of them clicked, and the two that clicked actually unsubscribed. So that's the stats on this one here. And the other one is just sent it out at 8:54 p.m. You see it's 9:02, so about 10 minutes. So let's look at the stats here. And again, you just click the three dots, and you go to statistics. You see here we have 100% of the 20 emails. So let's go into the stats and let's look at it. So what you see here from the 20 emails, I only had 95% successful delivery. You see out of the 20, 19 were successful delivered, one soft bounced. What does soft bouncing mean? Soft bounce means that you have a email provider that has said, you send enough email, we're going to send these back, and let's see if you try to deliver again. A possibility that the soft bounce ends up being a delivered one, but what you see here is my open rate has dropped to 70%. 70% is a pretty good open rate, but still, when I look at the clicked and the unsubscribed, it's the same. So I would almost bet that when you look at this here, the unsubscribed and the clicked are the same, but you again have a list of who opened it. So to summarize this, with these statistics, you can actually optimize your campaigns. This is not just vanity metrics. You can actually do something with it. For example, if somebody opens or clicks an email, unless it is unsubscribed, you could put a trigger and send them something else. Or if somebody opens the email. Now, if an email is opened, usually that means it's in the inbox. It means it didn't go to spam. This is an assumption that you could make. What's really important in the entire email game is the clicked and then the conversion, of course, but I'm not selling anything. And if it's converted, it would also mean that you know if your emails actually made you money. That is the video about the email stats. Again, when you run email campaigns, the three dots, statistics, that's where you find it. It will help you understand how your email campaigns are going.